Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life that is a digital asset space. Good freaking afternoon. Happy Thursday to each and every one of you. Wow, the market is doing what the market does. I saw 2.5 trillion in the total market cap for all of crypto today. We're going to go over those numbers. Has anyone heard of multi-chain CBDCs? We're going to get into that coming out of the BIS and the four central banks involved in that, and an interesting company that this project is being built on for experimentation currently. But an interesting company that the BIS has chosen to build and test out this product. Very, very, very interesting. All having to do with cross-border payments. You're not going to believe who that company is. And also, what we got the XRP Phone. That's an interesting thing. I saw a little demo about that. We'll talk about that a little bit. Very, very, very interesting for sure. And Ripple and the Digital Pound Foundation is massive. So guys, listen, we're going to get into this. It's going to be a very, very, very interesting video, to say the least. So listen, guys, this is your XRP daily news in around 0 to 10 minutes. Let's go over the market because it is doing what it does. 2.5 trillion. Let me refresh it. 2.5 trillion. Uh-oh, what's going on with CoinGecko? Someone showed that earlier that the CoinGecko was messing up. Now it's definitely messing up. Oh man, let me do this. Who showed that? Was it Crypto Bull, or someone showed that? It might have been the Bearable Bull. 2.5 trillion. That is 2.9% up. That's 2.5. That's the highest we've been. That is the highest that we've been. Blockchain backer talked about this not even 3 or 4 days ago. Even while he's traveling, shout out to you, my friend, but he's traveling around the country, he's still able to put some great content out. He mentioned something like this was going to happen. But the important thing that he mentioned in his video was that if you look at your blockfolio, et cetera, your blockfolio is not going up. We got back to the all-time high. It's going all into Bitcoin. All the people coming out of their alts and they're going into Bitcoin right now. I looked at some Blockfolio and some other apps that I use, and yeah, it didn't go up. It hasn't gone up. Has not gone up. Because he said 3 or 4 days ago, people, interestingly enough, from checking out the charts, people were going out of the alts and going into Bitcoin, interestingly enough. And that's kind of like the last move, if you will. It'll get Bitcoin getting up to 60,000. He does say, I believe he says, is either 58.9 or 59.8 that Bitcoin needs to kind of get above that to kind of begin this whole thing with the market doing what we're all hoping that it does. So currently Bitcoin is at $57,289. I do think it's interesting that people are going out of their altcoins and into Bitcoin. I find that to be fascinating. So he said it was essentially there is not new money coming into the market. It's people going out of the alt into Bitcoin, which is fascinating to me. Ethereum's $3,797. It was $3,800 earlier this morning. Binance coins are $472. Cardano, $2.19. XRP is $1.13. Again, on the 7-day, you don't see very many things up double figures. Solana's at $151. Polkadot's up double figures at $40. Is up 23%. Dogecoin's 23%. Terra Luna 38%. You can see all the reds, right? All the reds going on in the market. Shiba Inu actually is down 2.9% now currently on the 7-day. Uniswap's $26, not a double figure gain. Chainlink's at $27, not a double figure gain. Avalanche is $56 in the minus, right? It's Bitcoin Cash $597, right? So interestingly, he's right, spot on, all the reds showing that it's not new money. What the money is doing is going into Bitcoin. Interesting. Most of the new money is going into coming out of the alts and going into Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance now is at 43.3%. It's very, very, very interesting to kind of point that out. Algorand is at $1.82. We got to cover Algo now that they are going to be on an F asset that you can mint on the monster that is Flare Networks, and Polygon's at $1.27. So got a double figure gain for Xfinity on the 7-day. Axie Infinity, that's awesome. It's $142. But you can see most of the market red, another double figure for 7 days. Phantom at number 36 overall, $2.07. But most is in the red. Most is in the red. I don't know what Clayton is. Clay, don't know what that is, but it's double figures on it as well. So guys, there it is. The market is doing what the market does. I want to go over something. Let me do this first. Let me go over the XRP phone thing. So utilizing the XRP ledger, shout out to Remy on YouTube, on Twitter, utilizing the XRP ledger, the digital asset XRP, and the Zum wallet and invoice systems like QuickBooks Online to pay merchant invoices over the phone using XRP currency utilization. It was a little great demo here. Let's share this demo with you guys. Shout out to WanChain. Did you guys hear the latest with WanChain, by the way? Polkadot. Interoperability between WanChain and Polkadot has happened because of WanChain. Telling you guys, WanChain monster.
So I just got this envelope in the mail, and what's cool was that at the bottom it says I can pay with XRP. So let's try this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to punch in this number here that it says to call. Okay, I think that's good. Let's try this.
Hello, welcome to XRP Phone, the fast and easy way to pay invoices using Ripple XRP. Please enter the merchant's XRP phone number, including the country and area code, followed by the #. Okay, got it. Please enter the invoice number followed by #. The current outstanding balance for this invoice is $1,249.50. Please enter the amount you will be paying followed by the #. For decimal point, please use the $. I just sent you a wallet payment request for the invoice in the amount of 488.91 XRP. Please note, the current market rate is 0.92 XRP per US dollar. If you wait to accept the wallet request, the XRP value may adjust due to current market rate. Thank you for using XR Phone. Have a great day. Goodbye.
Pretty cool demo there. Thanks so much, Remy, for sharing that with the community, making an invoice payment using XRP and the Zum wallet on the XRP ledger, the XRPL. Very, very cool. I'm going to go over here to Celsius real quick, and just to let you guys know, Celsius, the monster that is Celsius, is now in doing beta for Cell Swap, which is swapping within the app. Swap your Litecoin for USDC instantly. Swap your Decentraland for Cardano instantly. Swap your Polygon for USDC instantly. Your DAI for USDC instantly. Your MEC Go for USDC instantly. Pax Go USDC instantly. Synthetics, right? With zero fees. With zero fees. Over the next few weeks, we will incrementally add more users to the beta, giving selected users gradual access to the service, right? And so I did that, and I've been selected for the swap beta program. You don't need to be an expert to get more crypto. Here it is. Swap fees, 0 for Celsius, 0.99 to 3.99% on Coinbase, 0.02 to 0.1 on Binance. So no fees. And they got up to earn up to 17% APY on Celsius. You certainly can't do that on Coinbase or Binance. Borrow at 1% on Celsius. You can't do it on Coinbase or Binance. All of that equals to you more coins. So I absolutely love that. So again, the beta is going to be for the next month. Our rollout plan, our target is to begin adding users to the beta in the next month. Every 2 weeks, we plan to add another wave of beta users to the product. We will provide continuous updates on your beta status via email once you are signed up. So guys, absolutely love this. Cool deal. They're working to get closer and closer to the actual live in-app swap. 0 fees, guys. 0 fees. Are you freaking kidding me? 0 fees. Swap your XRP to USDC, and you can do about a lot of different things. They seem to be doing a lot of things into USDC, but this is very, very cool to see that coming soon. So shout out to Alex Mashinsky and all the awesome people over at the Celsius Network. I'm a proud ambassador of Celsius, and I've been so for a while now, and absolutely love everything that they're doing over there. Right? So that is really, really cool. All right, so this is the news of the day for me. And shout out to Barbara Taylor, who shared this with me, fan of the channel, family of the channel, and shared this. This is really, really, really cool. It's just something called the multiple CBDC bridge. Now, the long and short of it is it's the central bank currencies, central banks being put on this, what they call a bridge, where they can interoperate amongst each other. A very, very interesting thing. And I'm going to ask if the community can RippleNet do this. I'm going to ask if the community, can the ILP do this? The XRP Ledger, can it do a multiple CBDC bridge? I believe so, but I'd love to hear what you guys think as well. Take a listen to this. This is very, very interesting. I'm going to go over this because when I found out the platform, the DLT they were using for this project, and this is a project, this is an experiment, but I did want to point that out to you. I'm going to go over that, and I may go over a PDF that I have as well. But very, very, very interesting. So let's do this. Let's go over this here. Where are we? Payments, foreign exchange transactions, and other operations usually travel across the world within the networks of large global banks, which serve as bridges between jurisdictions, a system generally known as correspondent banking. While serving a critical economic role, these networks and arrangements can be complex, sometimes fragmented, and involve operational inefficiencies. According to a BIS most recent report, which is the annual economic report, multiple CBD systems that join up national digital currencies and common interoperable platforms offer the greatest potential for improving today's systems limitations. They provide central banks with a clean slate. They provide central banks with a clean slate. Start, not burdened by legacy arrangements or technologies. The BIS Innovation Hong Kong Center, the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, the Bank of Thailand, the Digital Currency Institute, the People's Bank of China, and the Central Bank of the United Arab Emirates are working together to build such prototype platform called the mBridge, Inthanon-LionRock and mBridge model. You can see the different banks here. Originally, I think there was 10 central banks. It looks like 4 actually participated in this particular thing. A phase 2 prototype demonstrated the potential for using digital currencies and distributed ledger technology for delivering real-time, cheaper, and safer cross-border payments and settlements. The platform was able to complete international transfers and foreign exchange operations in seconds, as opposed to the several days normally required for any transaction to be completed using the existing network of commercial banks and operate in a 24/7 basis. The cost of such operations to users can also be reduced by half. And here it says April 8 of 2021, project multi-chain central bank digital currency bridge cross-border transactions with CBDCs. So you got a central bank here, a central bank there, a central bank here, a central bank there, and this bridge connects them. Now, is there another project out there that has that capability to connect central banks? I ask you, right? Because it sounds like to me that the RippleNet is building that very thing, right? So now we all know that Ripple, the company, right, is starting to build out this platform for a central bank to create its currency, right? A central bank to create its currency. So surely they already have a way for a central bank to connect with another central bank. Surely Ripple already has this, right? And it's probably had this for a while. The multiple CBDC bridge is a wholesale central bank digital currency co-creation project that explores the capabilities of distributed ledger technology and studies the application of CBDC in enhancing financial infrastructure to support multi-currency cross-border payments. And again, I bring this up only because when you hear the DLT that's involved in this, it really answers a lot of questions. Now, do I think interoperability among central banks is great? Absolutely. It's awesome. It's wonderful. It's great. We need it. Anything to improve the cross-border payment situation, right? But I believe Ripple has already solved this interoperability challenge, has already done that, right? The current phase of the project broadens the geographic and diversity of currencies and use cases, adding the Digital Currencies Institute's experience with rolling out the ECNY pilot in China and the learnings by the Central Bank of the United Arab Emirates from developing a single currency blockchain solution with Saudi Arabia called Project Aber. Going forward, the project will continue to explore existing limitations of the current platform related to privacy controls, liquidity management, and the scalability and performance of DLT and handling large transaction volumes. In addition, the project pipeline will incorporate policy requirements and measures to ensure compliance with jurisdiction-specific regulations, along with testing and investigating appropriate governance models. The project's next phases are expected to include trials in a safe, controlled environment with commercial banks and other market participants. Okay, let me see if I can find, let me see if it's this one here that actually mentions the DLT that is involved with this. Because when I saw this, I thought to myself, well, isn't that interesting? Forgive me, I have lost. All right, distributed level channels for delivering real-time, cheaper, and safer correspondent payments and settlements. Yeah. One of the things from the BIS, I believe, actually mentioned it. There's a video with this guy here that I'm going to share a little bit of, Raphael Ora. I hope I'm saying that right. But I want to find the DLT. I just had it. Goodness gracious. PDX full text, 23 pages. This is titled Multi-CBDC Arrangements and the Future of Cross-Border Payments. And I have two PDFs that I want to share with you guys. One's this 23 page, and there's another one that is like 72 pages. And there was a guy on YouTube that Barbara Taylor turned me on to who actually discovered this. But let me find this before I give him big time shout out. because the DLT is going to, it is, yeah, it's going to be, for me, it's going to be very, very, it was very, very surprising for me to hear about this. Let me see if it's in this PDF here, 58. BIS Innovation Hub, Inthanon-LionRock to mBridge, building a multi-CBDC platform, for international payments. These are the banks involved, and and here it is. Phase 2 prototype built in collaboration with Consensus. And open source enterprise Ethereum is something called Hyperledger BESU. Now, again, we are all for innovation. We are all, interoperability amongst the central banks, awesome. But when I found out that Consensus was involved in this, and that the BIS in this project, but understand that this is just a project. They haven't done live testing yet. They're on like phase 2, approaching phase 3. Interesting to find that Consensus is involved in this. Very, very interesting to me that they would do anything involving Ethereum. Here's some conclusions. Here it is. Let me read all of this. Accomplishments, building on experience of the Inthanon phase 1, which LionRock phase 1, other work done by various central banks and BIS research. We are proud to take another step towards the G20 mandate of creating cheaper, faster, and more resilient cross-border payments. G20 mandate. With the addition of the BIS, the CBUAE, and the People's Bank of China to the original Inthanon-LionRock participants, the HKMA, Hong Kong Monetary Authority, and BOT, which I think has to do with Thailand, we have extended the geography of our work to include more regional borders, additional currencies, and more diversity in the cross-border business use cases. Furthermore, by building the Inthanon-LionRock phase 2 prototype on Ethereum's Hyperledger BESU blockchain, we continue to expand our hands-on experience with different software components and push the capabilities of DLT as a technical enabler for cross-border payments. Again, experiment. This is phase 2, right? They haven't done any live testing as of yet. So, however, it is worth noting the DLT implementation for IoT still has several limitations. In particular, the reliance on privacy groups to preserve privacy across multiple jurisdictions does not allow for fully automatic PvP transactions. In addition, since there is no single entity or jurisdiction that can view the balance of all pending FX transactions, an optimal liquidity savings mechanism has yet to be found. Lastly, the scalability and performance of this particular DLT, which is Ethereum's Hyperledger BESU blockchain. All right. Lastly, the scalability and performance of the DLT in handling large transaction volumes will need to be assessed further if more jurisdictions or currencies are added onto the platform. Okay. Nonetheless, our perspective of DLT and infrastructure has matured. And as a result, we have been able to deeply evaluate the subtle trade-offs, right? So they're just pointing out to some of the limitations in scalability. So they note some limitations. My interesting take from this is the fact that they chose the Hyperledger BESU, which is an Ethereum blockchain type of deal, to do these experiments, the initial experiments. They also say that they are still open to other technologies as well. But my point to this is with Consensus being involved in this, and we all know what is going on and what took place with Joseph Lubin, with the SEC, with Hinman and Clayton, and apparently with Gensler as well. it has become more and more clear, more and more apparent that that lawsuit was about slowing Ripple down, because again, if I'm not mistaken, Ripple already has this capability of interoperability. They can connect banks, they can connect central banks, it doesn't matter, right? They already have it, already had it in place. This is a video between Hyperledger BESU and this guy here, Adam Clark, of a company called Finality International. And I'm pretty sure that other XRP content creators shared something about Finality International. I believe Crypto Eddie, it might have been Solomon as well. But in any case, competition is awesome, right? I'm not a big fan of competition, but you know, the marketplace and letting people freely operate in the marketplace to see who grabs the market share, right? For every McDonald's, there's got to be a Burger King, right? Right. For every XRP, there's got to be ETH, right? Right. So why limit the participants? Why try to grab all the market share underhandedly? That is my problem. Underhandedly, this is what they did. Here it is right here. Again, this is a video on the Bank for International Settlements YouTube channel. And you can see built by consensus with PwC in some forms, whatever. And again, this is, you know, a project in its phases. This is a project in its phases. And again, they did say in the PDFs about technology, you know, all, you know, kind of like we're not particularly sold on one DLT technology. We may look at another at a different one. So I do think that is important to work. But again, the fact that the BIS is trying to come out with something with this bridge for connecting. Now, you know, a lot of people think, well, Stellar Lumen is going to help this particular nation put together their CBDC, and Ripple is helping people with their CBDCs, and Algorand is helping central banks with their CBDCs. This mBridge is about making all of those central bank digital currencies interoperable, making the central banks being able to interoperate amongst themselves with commercial banks. And then what I'm suggesting is that has already been created. Right? I'm suggesting that hasn't that already been created? Where's the video? Let me share a little bit of this. What's it, minute 4?
Economic and regulatory activities. Using the platform, central banks can issue CBDCs, commercial banks can use to perform cross-border payments and fund transfers instantly. Central and commercial banks can also trigger liquidity-saving mechanisms to relieve gridlock between network stakeholders, either within a single local jurisdiction, different jurisdictions with different currencies. And thanks to mCBDC Bridge, central banks can automate key regulatory operations such as monitoring banks' wallets and transactions in real time, setting threshold limits for their currency, and reducing the balance of commercial banks with holdings above the limits. At the same time, commercial banks can provide automated reporting to comply with local regulations. The use of a decentralized network will guarantee that the platform is highly secure, available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And then they actually have a demo here that shows how you can click on this button, click on that button, click on this button for one central bank to send something to a commercial bank or send something to another central bank. But again, my point to this whole thing isn't that already created? And this Hyperledger BESU, I believe, got started in November of 2018. Here it is, announcing Hyperledger BESU. Today, we're excited to announce Hyperledger BESU at the latest project to join Hyperledger, right? A Java-based Ethereum client formerly known as Pantheon is the first blockchain project submitted to Hyperledger that can operate on a public blockchain. BESU represents the growing interest of enterprises to build both permissioned and public network use cases. The project's design and architecture decisions have been aimed at clear interfaces and modularity, with the goal of making Hyperledger's BESU platform for open development and deployment. What did I want to read is someone else read. By creating clean interfaces within the client, the EVM, we believe enterprises will have much easier time configuring Ethereum to meet their needs, while also creating opportunities for other Hyperledger projects to integrate and use elements of BIS's code base, right? So I believe this was in November, it was either 2018 or 2019 when this came about, right? This says August of 2019 is the date of this particular thing. So remember, maybe it was November of 2018. But again, my point to this is this has already been done. This type of interoperability, I believe, has already been created, right? And so not only is Ripple being able to help central banks create a digital, create their own central bank digital currencies, but the platforms will be obviously be able to interoperate. Again, all of this still, in my mind, still speaks to cool, Hyperledger BESU, cool, but what did Joe Lubin and Consensus, what did they do to try to get not just a leg up, but to grab this entire market, right, and try to keep it unto themselves? And it's looking more and more clear. There was some shady ongoings happening there, and we continue to see more and more videos of this, underhanded stuff. And now we got not only we've got other news articles like Reuters and Forbes. We got Fox Business looking into it, and something we're going to get to the heart of it, I believe, without question. Fair. What is it? A level playing field. Awesome. Let the better project win, right? But to do something and then to try to leave the rest of the other blockchains, right, at the mercy of a governing body as powerful as SEC is not cool. In other words, to give that free pass to Ethereum, in a conniving and scheming manner, and then to kind of hamstring the rest of the blockchains, not cool at all, guys. So again, BIS is wanting to put together this multi-chain multi-bridge CBDC platform. And again, I believe this has already been created, I believe. And so again, whether that might be Ripple Net or it might be the ILP, Ripple, in my opinion, has already created a platform where one central bank can communicate with another central bank, which could communicates with commercial banks. Correct me in the chat, in the comments if that's not correct, but I believe that they have already done that. And I do think it's interesting that the BIS is trying to come up with their own version of it, and they're working with Joseph Lubin and the people at Consensus, at least to test it, or at least test this particular project. All right, guys, listen, I am going to wrap this thing up. I'm going to end this video like I do all of my videos, and remind you guys of this. Let's not forget WanChain, new network integration, WanChain plus Polka. Don't sleep on WanChain. I'm just saying. I am just saying. I'm going to end this video like I do all of my videos and remind you guys of this, that old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.